Hey everybody, so I'm getting started on that ceiling fan, and the first thing I had to do was grab my tools from the dome site. And I just wanted to show everyone this really cool Gorilla Cart that I bought, because the dome is about so this is my house, and the dome is like 30-40 yards over that hill. You can see the track over there. So I bought this cart to go back and forth, not only for the tools during the construction, but then once I do the cleaning and I have to take clean sheets and cleaning materials and mops and stuff over to the dome, I have a cart to do that. It's a lot less, it'll fit on the pathway I created with the weed trimmer so that I won't create any more damage to the ground. You might be able to see tire tracks right here. That goes over to where on the other side of the hill where the outhouse is. And I want to block those tire tracks. I don't want anybody to use them. In fact, just yesterday when the, propane guy came to fill up the propane at the dome, he drove on those tracks back to the house, and I was like, no, don't do that. So the one to the left is the track I put in with the weed trimmer, and that cart is going to do a lot less damage on the ground on that track than a car would. I do want the grass on those tire tracks to grow back, and it takes a couple years. So anyhow, so this is the start of it. I'm going to bring this stuff in and then we'll go from there. All right, so this is the fan that I had put on a couple weeks ago. It was the first time I ever did it, and I was scared to death. And I thought I was going to zap myself. But as you can tell, I am still here, and I think the fan's really pretty. I have these like beaded pulls on there and everything. And it's hard to tell because it's spinning, but it's like a nice red color, and it goes with the red of my stools. So it kind of pops against the gray of the rest of the place. So anyhow, I just wanted to show that to you to say that if you've never installed a ceiling fan before, it is possible. Okay, so the next phase is I have to move my bed. Because you can see the central light is right up there. And unlike the other fan where it was just the plastic box with the wires and then a cover over it, this one actually is a light. So I'm going to actually have to disassemble that whole deal as well. So it's going to be a little bit different than before. I went with this nice Hunter brand. And I just went with kind of a plain gray with kind of brownish gray blades because that matches some of the brown of the furniture and the gray, and then I went with gray curtains. So I'm not really doing a pop of color this time. So I'll get that all set up and I'll be right back with you. Okay, before I go any further, I want to give my spiel about women doing construction projects because there's a lot of stereotypes that we can't do this stuff. And so I want to just say, as a female homeowner, I own my own home, that you women and female-oriented people out there watching, you do not need a man to do this stuff. You can do it by yourself. And I encourage you and I want to empower you with this video to not be afraid of power tools, okay? You can do this. I also want to add a couple of benefits here. Let's see if I can set this up so you can see me a little bit better. The fact is that we live in a world where women are not treated very well in like all sorts of cultures, right? And there's a lot of negative things that men and other women do to women. So when you work on construction projects, you get really physically strong. And I just moved that bed and did everything all on my own. I have always been an athletic person, and so I've always prided myself on being strong and capable to do things on my own. But as I've gotten older, I started to realize how important it is to be physically strong to fend off an attacker. And again, that's sadly the reality that we live in this world as female people. So it's a double win, right? Because when you do your own construction projects at home, you get buff. Can I just tell you that the last couple of weeks working on that dome, like my abs are like tight and flat and my arms are really strong and I'm able to just like lift stuff instantly. And that all helps me in the event, God forbid, that I should be attacked, that I will have the physical strength to get away. Because the thing is about predators, and I am a survivor of sexual assault, and I actually would say rape when I was in college. So I've survived those things. And I will tell you that those types of predators do not like confrontation. They don't like it when their victims struggle. And if you put up a fight and you look them straight in the eye and you're like, I see you and you're not getting me, and you have that kind of fierce determination, then you will not be victimized. Okay? And how you get that fierce determination is when you are physically fit. All right? So in 2.5 weeks, I'm going to be 48. Okay? And I look great and I feel great now that I'm not sick from doing this construction work. And at 48, like, if somebody tries to go after me, I'm pretty sure I'll get away. And I might even do some damage to them, like, jackass. Like, you deserve it if I get you in the nuts or whatever. So I just want you to know that that is a double win. You get to put your ceiling fan in and you get buff in the process. So I really encourage you to not be afraid of this. Okay. So to that point, I invested in Milwaukee tools. They are like the creme de la creme. But if you're doing home, and I did that because I knew I was going to be doing construction work on the outhouse and stuff like that, and I was going to need really robust tools that where the motors aren't going to die out and the batteries last a long time because I'll be out in the field. So if you're just doing home improvement projects, you can get cheaper versions. All this stuff, the big box stores like Home Depot often have special deals on packages. So just go explore, and you don't have to invest a lot. Usually just like, if you buy a package, you'll get a charger. And then I had a package where I got this power driver plus the screwdriver and like a couple batteries. And it was a great deal. I also recommend with places like Home Depot and Lowe's to use their app, because sometimes they'll have coupons in the app that you can use in the store. And that's how I got like a third battery. I got this really nice big honking battery when I bought, I don't know what I bought. I think I bought the circular saw, and I got this battery as a free gift. I mean, this is like a $150 gift. So I was pretty stoked about that. Okay, moving right along. So I moved the bed, and what I did, so I kind of positioned I'm probably going to have to move the position of this ladder. But the thing is, what I discovered last time is like, you don't want to be directly under the thing. You want the ladder to be in a spot where like you actually can kind of reach, if you're standing on this step, you can then reach a little bit over to get to where you're going up there. So that's how I positioned it. So I'm almost out of the 10 minutes, and here's what my next steps are going to be. I'm going to open up this box, and I'm going to take out the instructions and actually read them. And here's the thing, with this type of a project, because all the pieces and parts are not familiar to me, when I look at the instruction booklet, I'm going to compare what is supposed to be included and what is actually included. Because as I'm going through the instructions while I'm in the build process, I want to understand what the heck it is they're referring to.